Yo, good evening, Titan Nation. How's everybody doing? Welcome into another exciting edition of Titans and Truth. I'm your man Chris, aka Blue Enforcer, and we are gonna have a lot of fun this evening. And got everybody coming in. The one and only. What's up, Big Dog? What's up, Jason? How's everybody doing? Um, Welcome y'all into the show. Everybody's gonna be coming in. Sorry, I'm starting a little late this evening. Had to get a good workout in down at Planet Fitness. But you know what? We know what they say: no pain, no gain. So definitely glad everybody could join me this evening for the show. Make sure y'all share this out. Let everybody know. Spread the word. You can spread it on Instagram. You can spread it on Facebook. Spread it on Twitter. Let everybody know about the show and everything. So definitely big shout out to everybody on the show. Also, shout out to Craft Gasmic Creations. My cousin LaCrystal Cleveland, y'all know she's been making some gear. Of course, y'all see this is the Titans of Truth sweat hoodie that I've been telling y'all about. And if y'all want information on how to get in contact with her to get you a hoodie or a t-shirt or a sweatshirt, definitely hit me up. I'll definitely let you know. I'll get you some information and get you in touch with her. So definitely shout out to Craft Gasmic Creations. She's on Facebook. She's on Instagram at Craft Gasmic Creations. You can just hit her up. You can give her an inbox. And if you're serious about that, she'll definitely talk to you and definitely help you get some Titans of Truth gear. So shout out to that. But let's quickly get into this game. And AZ Mick has already read my mind on that. So what's up, AZ Mick? Roberto, what's going on? Robert, what's going on? Yeah, what a game on Thursday night. And I'm sorry I didn't get to talk about this last week and everything. Kind of had some things I had to take care of. Got caught up and I wasn't able to do a post-game show. So we're going to do a small, quick one here. What a game. 30-9, a big victory on Thursday night over the Jacksonville Jaguars to improve to 7-6 on the year. And you know, right now we have a great chance to still make the playoffs. We still got some work to do. We still got to win out pretty much to get in. So we got to win these next 3 games. But I mean, first and foremost, shout out to the one and only, the beast himself, Mr. Derrick Henry. And, you know, as I said on some of my posts, I'm going to go out. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to issue a formal apology to Derrick Henry and to the Derrick Henry fans. But I also want to make sure that everybody does not take this apology out of context that I am about to present, this apology that I am about to make. Because several weeks ago, if most of you have watched this show, y'all have heard me say that I'm out on Derrick Henry, that this is Dion Lewis's backfield, and that Derrick just doesn't fit the system. I would like to formally apologize because Derrick Henry did his thing Thursday night. 17 carries, 238 yards, 4 touchdowns, should have been 5, but he was trying to graciously give Dion Lewis 1, and Dion Lewis couldn't get in. So, you know, definitely was a Derrick Henry night. And what made that night so special was, of course, the aforementioned 99-yard touchdown run. And this situation happened. What's up, Shane? How's it going? Jason said Henry beat them like they stole from him. He really did. He really did. And T-Swag, I'm going to get to that in just a second. I'm glad you brought that point up. I'm glad you brought that point. I'm going to mention that in just a moment. So, you know, the 99-yard run came after a big 4th and goal stop by the defense by Rashaan Evans. Another Alabama player who stops an LSU guy, and then Derrick Henry does the rest. I mean, a impressive run. He stiff-armed 3 guys I mean, he stiff arms A.J. Bouye. He throws the linebacker Jacobs to the ground, and then Miles Jack tries to tackle, tries to put a hand out to get him, and Derrick Henry said, look, I'm going to the end zone. So, I mean, Derrick Henry has made the Jacksonville Jaguar defense, which is one of the best defenses in the league, mind you, look like a high school defense that could not stop me running the ball. So, I mean, that was an epitome of the terrible game the Jaguar defense had on Derrick Henry. And it wasn't just that run. You know, the 99-yard run. He also had another 54-yard touchdown run as well. And the Jags just looked like they did not want to tackle him at all. I mean, they just basically, they look like little boys trying to tackle a grown-ass man. And that's exactly what Derrick Henry was on Thursday night. And I was telling some fans that were sitting around me, I said, these are some grown man runs. These are not no little boys trying to become a man run. These are like grown men runs. And I mean, he was making them all night long. He was eating Jacksonville patties for lunch, for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And he probably had some dessert too. So I know everybody likes to call the Jags the Pussycats, and that's exactly what they were by the end of the night. They were the Pussycat Dolls, basically. And so that's basically what the Jags were. I mean, Derrick Henry has had a lot of success against the Jacksonville Jaguars as of late, and this just proved it. So the Titans now have won 4 in a row against the Jags. They have swept them in back-to-back seasons. And, and Derrick Henry doesn't deserve all the credit, even though he deserves most of it. So I apologize to Derrick Henry for saying I was done with him. And I apologize to all the Derrick Henry loyalists. And I know there are some out there, my dear friend, Miss Loretta, for one, and others. So I have to say, Derrick Henry is starting to slowly pull me back in. Now, with that being said, I have issued an apology. I have said I'm sorry. However, I am not fully 100% in on Derrick Henry just yet. He's opened the door, and I'm slowly starting to put my foot back in the door. I'm not fully into the building with Derrick Henry just yet. So even though I have apologized to Derrick Henry, I want more. He's got to follow this game up, because you can't have a 238-yard performance on 17 carries and then turn right back around against the Giants and have, let's say, 15 carries for That's not going to cut the mustard. You're going to have to come back with about 15 carries, $105, or 15 carries for 115 yards. Or I'll even do one better. Come back with maybe 13 carries for 80 yards or 90 yards, something like that, if it comes to that. You've got to back up this game with another solid performance. You can't just go in the tank after this performance, 238 yards, and they come back and only run 15 times for 40 yards. Can't happen. You want me to be fully sold in on you, Derrick Henry? Back this game up with another big-time performance. And this giant defense you're going to face, and I'm going to mention this later, is 22nd against the run. So you should have some type of success if the offensive line also continues what they did on Thursday night. The offensive line definitely deserves some credit. O-line played their best game of the season. So they better continue that. They better continue what they did, and definitely keep this going up against the Giants. So T-Swag, That was why I'm glad I brought up your point. You said, hey, don't apologize. You know, he said it himself. You know, T-Swag came and said, don't apologize until he backs it up. That's what I want Derrick Henry to do. I want Derrick Henry to back this game up. Give me another solid performance. Hey, you're at 712 yards. You are 288 yards away from your first career 1,000-yard season. You got 288 yards to go. How about 3 straight 100-yard games? You do that, you're at 1,000. You're over 1,000 yards. You'll be at 1,012 yards if you go 3 straight 100-yard games at least. So do that, Derrick. Do that. And, you know, everybody else will talk about, you know, there are people that talked about, well, if you take away the 99-yard run, what did he do? He only did, if you take away the 99-yard run, he still has 139 yards. You know, he still has 139 yards and 3 touchdowns on 16 carries. Still a pretty darn good game for Derrick Henry. So I just want more. I want more. You know, they say, what do all people with power want? More power. That's what I want with Derrick Henry. You know, you rushed for 238 yards, come back with maybe another $150 or another $120. You know, give me another 100-yard game. That's what I want from Derrick Henry. So, and let's see. What about tight end Pruitt throwing Smith backwards on that run? I mean, I have heard some good things about Michael Pruitt lately from inside the Titans locker room. They're saying he is definitely making an impact, especially in blocking. Michael Pruitt is definitely seeing some more snaps. We're definitely going to talk about Anthony Firkser a little bit as well, because Firkser, he's starting to come on too. And so I definitely like where he's going, without a doubt about that. And AZ Mick, I see you got a Dunce of the Day nomination, which a very valid Dunce of the Day nomination. So, K-Truth is only a semi-apology. Hey, I said I'm sorry. I did. I said I'm sorry to Derrick Henry and to the Derrick Henry fans. I'm starting to buy back in a little bit, but I'm not 100% sold yet. I want more. So I think this is a very valid apology. I think this is a very valid apology. Feel free to disagree with me if you want, but this is just the honest to God truth. So I want more. I definitely want more. The key word for the whole season has been for the Titans is consistency. And we need to see more of that out of the run game, out of Marcus. Marcus threw a bad interception on that, so he needs to get better with that. They need to get Corey Davis more involved. I do not like the fact of what they do with Corey Davis. It's like they get him involved early, and then, you know, second, third quarter, they don't go to him at all. And then fourth quarter, they try to come back to him. Now, I understand some of that has to do with the number one corner is trying to take Corey Davis away. They feel he's a threat. So they need to force feed Corey Davis when the time comes to do that. Offensive line did well. They better continue that. We had some very, very tough losses along the offensive line and tight end position. I mean, we already lost Delaney Walker. We've now lost Jonnu Smith and Jack Conklin out for the year on IR with knee injuries. I believe with Jonnu, it was an MCL injury that now keeps him out. And Jonnu was starting to come on a little bit. He was really starting to improve. I kind of hate that for him that, you know, he's now out for the year. Jack Conklin's tried to battle back from the ACL tear. I didn't think he was fully 100% from the ACL injury, and now he's out again with that knee injury, so that kind of hurts. But it's good to have, as Blaine Bishop likes to call him, the Undertaker. Dennis Kelly coming in. He's done well as a tackle. He's basically a sixth starter. He's going to have to finish out the year at right tackle for the Tennessee Titans. So that's a good thing with that. So I'm actually glad to see Dennis Kelly get some more opportunity now. Anthony Firkser continues to improve. And check this stat out. Last 4 games, 13 catches over 100 yards, and he's had I believe it's been a touchdown or maybe 2 touchdowns for Ferguson. No, it's 1 touchdown. He caught his first career touchdown against the Jags. So Ferguson's been very impressive. And this stat, 16 for 16. 16 targets, 16 catches. Ferguson hasn't let a ball hit the ground yet. So I think he's more in line for a bigger role in this offense. And now he's going to get it with Jonnu Smith now out. And I like K. True. He said, no reason Henry can't get more power against the Giants, Skins, and maybe Colts as far as those defenses. I agree because, I mean, the Giants are 22nd against the run. Washington looked horrible against Saquon Barkley this past week. Saquon ran all over them. And so, I mean, it's a good opportunity for Derrick Henry to get the job done these next few weeks. The one and only says still don't trust him. Consistency is a must. Joshua saying we could win the AFC South Championship this season. I talked to you about it on Facebook. Yeah, I do remember we were talking about that, and they talked about it 2 days ago. Yes, the Titans theoretically are still in the AFC South race. Houston's going to have to start falling a little bit more. They did fall to the Indianapolis Colts. So the AFC South, not completely out of the realm of possibility, but that wild card spot definitely in play. And now switching over to the defense, which was dominant, by the way, they completely shut down Leonard Fournette. They did not let Leonard Fournette do a thing at all. And they got after Cody Kessler and really put pressure on him. So a fine effort by the defense. Tighten up said, tell them about Rashaan Evans. And Rashaan Evans, I cannot lie. Rashaan Evans has improved drastically. He has made major improvements over the last 4 games. He led the team in tackles last week with 8, and now came back with another 5. He made a big stop on 4th down. Rashaan Evans is coming. He is coming, and it's great to see because now you're starting to get to the point where Rashaan Evans is starting to stay on the field a lot more, and they're taking Wesley Woodyard off the field a little bit and have him with Jayon Brown. That's your future right there. An inside linebacker is Jayon Brown and Rashaan Evans. Rashaan Evans, I said this way back at the beginning of the year. Do not be surprised that by season's end, Rashaan Evans is a starting middle linebacker in this defense, and he is on his way to that proclamation actually happening. He is starting to show up. He's looking like a first-round pick now. He's starting to have better reaction time against the run. So we got to still see what he does against the pass, but it is starting to show up now with Rashaan Evans. I will hope to see more of that with Harold Landry. I don't know what's going on with him. He's kind of disappeared quite a bit. You know, made a few plays here and there, but he started to disappear a bit. Sharif Finch is starting to show up a lot too. So, I mean, you know, we definitely still need another pass rusher, but I think with Finch and Landry is showing why I think we're going to be saying goodbye to Brian Orakpo and Derek Morgan at season's end. The one and only saying Evans is starting to show up these past 2 games, looking like a true first-round pick. AZ Mix saying Rashaan looking good. Shane saying we could ride this Henry wave right into the playoffs. These defenses against the run we're going to be facing are not the greatest. Let's see, K. True said, True, you know I'm with you on Henry as much as I bashed him for being all upper muscle and no legs. Jason said, Ferguson keeps playing like this. Is Jonnu might want to watch his back. Ferguson's got to get better in blocking. If he gets better with blocking, I agree. Jonnu might want to watch his back. Definitely. K2 converting to guard for Jack Conklin. I don't know about that. I definitely don't know about that. Bread Butter said, you still down on Henry? Hey, I didn't say I'm down on him. I said I'm starting to creep back into the Henry room. I'm just not 100% in yet. So He's starting to reel me back in a little bit, but he's still got more work to do. So let's see. The Titans tried to force feed Henry when he's rolling. Big mistake. DO9 motivation. Now they can't force feed him because if the run is not working, you're gonna have to try something else. You're gonna have to adapt. So that's something that they're gonna have to do. LaFleur, is starting to get a little bit better with the play calls and things like that. But yeah, you're gonna have games where Derrick Henry runs the ball, it's not working, so they're gonna have to adjust and adapt. And so Shallon's saying, where's Landry? Good question. Jason comes and said, I believe he's hurt his foot. I remember him having a foot injury and stuff like that, but he hasn't been showing up on any of the injury reports, so leads me to believe he's fine. So, and DO9, you're absolutely right. The fact that Derrick Henry had that game, yes, the Giants are going to be trying to prepare for that, which could lead to Marcus Mariota beating them. And now you could assume that even with Derrick Henry in the game, play action can be brought back on the table. A lot of times you couldn't really run play action with Derrick Henry on the field. Now that threat of Derrick Henry running the ball could lead to play action and could help. Now, I don't know how much help that could be because I looked at the weather report. It looks like there's a 50% chance of rain coming in New York. So we better be careful with that and better take care of the ball. And I'm going to talk about that in the Blue Enforcer 4 Ways to Victory as we preview the Giants. Where's Morgan been the last 5 years? I like that demotivation. I really like that. That's a very good question. I agree. I think Rakpo and Morgan are out after this year. You got to make the easy throws. Juan and only says that's very true. So this is a great opportunity for the Tennessee Titans to just build on the momentum that they have. Defensively, like I said, Rashaan Evans is coming. Jarrell Casey continues to be a beast. He quietly has 7 sacks. Jayon Brown continues to make plays. You definitely got a good secondary. So we're definitely going to see if the Titans can keep this train rolling, get these wins, and get into the playoffs. So this is a very, very big opportunity. But let's get to the Two-Tone Blue Star of the Week and also the Dunk of the Day nominations. I think this is probably the easiest Two-Tone Blue Star of the Week pick. There is no need for any nominations because the Two-Tone Blue Star of the Week is Mr. Beast himself, number 22, Derrick Henry. It's unanimous, people. There was no need to vote on this. I mean, if you saw the game, it was pretty much academic. Derrick Henry runs away with the Two-Tone Blue Star of the Week award this week. I mean, 238 yards. What else can you say? Terrific night for him. And like I said earlier, follow this up. But wherever there's a star of the week, there's also a dunce of the day. And there were a couple of nominees with that. I mean, Marcus throwing that interception, but I think he's third on the list that I just brought up. Second on this list, the Jaguar defense. The Jaguar defense, they just seem like Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry has made them his start with a B word. Rhymes with itch, starts with the letter B. That's what the Jaguars are. They are Derrick Henry's bees, so to speak. Definitely with that. And I didn't even think about this player until somebody brought it up, and I'm glad they did. The dunce of the day, and I've had some nominees for this, and it is a great nominee. One and only said the drum roll point, it has to be Cameron Batson, dunce of the day. Classic Rod, what's up, man? I hope you, hopefully you're working hard out there on the graveyard shift. Thank you for tuning in. And It is starting to become Derrick Henry's backfield now. So I like how you used my words against me a little bit. But yes, the dunce of the day, who needs to go sit in the corner for the rest of the year, Cameron Batson. That was a horrible, horrible turn of events because, first of all, Batson muffs the punt. Then he, inside the 10. Then he picks up the punt, backpedals, and tries to make something happen. I'm like, in that situation, just go down. Stay in bounds and go down. Instead, he backs himself up and gets us and ends up being tackled in the end zone for safety. I mean, ridiculous. Ridiculous. And that is the epitome of what's happened with the special teams unit over the last 3 weeks. I mean, I don't know what's wrong with this special teams unit that they can't seem to get it together. I mean, you've had another PAT, another PAT miss. In the Jets game, you had shanked punts. You had another missed PAT. And things like that happening. So, I mean, Cameron Batson, I think he's done as a punt returner. He is not going to be back there anymore. I think Adoree Jackson's going to finish it off the rest of the year, and I can see where the Titans might look for another punt returner because they want Adoree Jackson to stay focused on defense. They don't want him to get hurt, and I understand that. So, Cameron Batson is the Tennessee Titans dunce of the day, and that was just pitiful. With that. So T-Swag saying fans want different punt returner. I agree. I think Adoree Jackson has that job back. Shaolin saying he ran flat foot over Jalen Ramsey last year on the way to the end zone. That's Derrick Henry, by the way. Let's see. Alan Duckett, special teams been tripping lately. Hope it doesn't hurt us later. Very good question of that. Classic Rod saying Bassett just made a rookie mistake. Sorry, Classic Rod. That was a monumental rookie mistake. That was pathetic. That is pathetic. First of all, you don't catch punts inside the 10-yard line. You don't do it. Adoree Jackson doesn't make that mistake. Darius Jennings doesn't make that mistake. Cam Batson made that mistake. And that was just pitiful. Pitiful with a capital P. Cam Batson, no. Got to put somebody else back there. So that's it on that. Cam Batson, the dunce of the day. But now let's get to my favorite part of the show, and that is pick my brain. Pick my brain. So y'all come with me with some questions and pick my brain a little bit. We can talk about this Jags game. We can talk about the upcoming game against the Giants, as I'm finna get ready to preview that. Again, make sure y'all check out Craft Gasmet Creations. Get y'all a hoodie. Get y'all a hoodie just like this. It'll have Titans and Truth on the front, has my information on the back. So definitely get you one of these hoodies. Hit up my cousin LaCrystal Cleveland, Craft Gasmet Creations on Facebook, on Instagram, and she could definitely hook you up. So go ahead and get you some Titans and Truth gear. You'll be supporting her, and you'll be supporting Titans and Truth. So definitely like that. Let's see. Let's get some questions in. I knew there were a couple. Let me see. Shaolin saying, why haven't we been running Henry in the red zone all year? I don't know, but we better keep doing that. If that Texan game, if we run Derrick Henry on fourth down, he gets in, we're up 17-14 instead of being down 21-10. So that was a big difference with that. I think we should have ran Derrick Henry there. Let's see. Looking for some questions. Let's see. Here we go. Do you think Henry got a chance of hitting 1,000 yards? He just needs 300 yards with 3 games left. Actually, Classic Rod, he has 288 yards to go. So, yes, 3 100-yard games will give him that 1,000 yards. So, let me do the math for you. And let's see. Derrick Henry has 288 yards to go in 3 games. He needs to average at least 96 yards a game the rest of the way to get to 1,000. So he has 712 yards now. To get to 1,000, he needs that 288 yards. So he has to average about 96 yards every game to get to 1,000. If he can have 3 straight 100-yard games, he could get there. Or if he has another 150-yard game, let's just say that. I'm just going to hypothesize. Let's say he runs for 150 yards against the Giants. That's 862. And so minus that, he only needs 138 yards, so he would have to average 69 yards the last 2 games to get to 1,000. So it's definitely possible. Definitely possible with that. Lil Kilo says, stop Barkley, sack Eli, cover Odell. I mean, he basically took some words out of my mouth that I'm about to talk about later. So, I mean, classic plan. Definitely agree with that. Still think Davis makes 1,000 yards. Corey Davis, I think definitely can make it to 1,000 yards as well. Let me see. I believe he has 745 yards receiving. Let me confirm that. I'm definitely taking a look at that. But I think Corey Davis could definitely make 1,000 yards. He has 54 catches, 745 yards, I believe. Let me confirm that. No, 765 and 4 touchdowns. So, he has 765 on the year. And so if you do the math on that, Corey needs 235 yards. He needs to average about 78 yards a game. So Corey Davis needs to average about 78 yards a game to hit 1,000 on the year. So let's see. Do you think we'll beat Indy next time we meet? If we win these next 2 games, anything is possible, Alan Duckett. Anything is possible. That game is probably going to be a win and you're in situation. So, I mean, that's going to be for the final wild card spot with that. And if Houston keeps losing, that could be for a division title. So we're definitely going to see if the Titans can win these next 2 games. I have no doubt they have a big time chance of beating the Colts. Let's see. Who is going to finish this year as the sack leader? Right now, the sack leader is Jarrell Casey with 7. I want to say Jarrell Casey has 7. And I believe Jayon Brown has 6. So that's what I'm looking at. So let's see. Yeah, Jayon Brown with 6. Jarrell Casey with 7. Landry has 2.5. Yep. So right now it's between Jayon Brown and Jarrell Casey. I think Casey's going to finish as the sack leader. I think Jarrell has a chance to get to 10 sacks. I think Jarrell falls just short. I think he'll finish with 9. With that, and I think Jayon will probably finish with 7, in my honest opinion. Still a terrific year for Jayon Brown, definitely. Let's see. Just looking for some more questions. You think Miami lose? I think they'll lose to the Minnesota Vikings. I think the Vikings, they have a better defense. They have Kirk Cousins on offense, and they're going to be angry after this loss to the Seahawks. So I don't know if I want to be Miami playing the Minnesota Vikings. So, yes, I think they will lose this game to the Minnesota Vikings. Let's see. If we win the next 3 games, who do we need to lose to get that last wild card spot? If we win the next 3 games, we definitely got to beat the Colts. It'd be nice if they lose another game. That might help us out even more. If they lose another game, then, if they're, let's say, 8-7, and we're not, we're 9-6, they're 8-7, we're ahead of them. So, we beat them. We're 10-6, and they're 8-8, so it won't matter. But I think the biggest thing is one of 2 things needs to happen. Baltimore needs to lose 2 more games. Really, they need to lose 1 going into the final week. So Baltimore needs to lose 1, or if Pittsburgh continues to fall, Baltimore heads up. If Baltimore wins the North and we finish 9-7 ahead of Pittsburgh, we could get that last wild card spot in front of Pittsburgh, because Baltimore could very well win the division. So if the Baltimore Ravens get up there and can win the AFC North, we ain't got to worry about Baltimore with that. So either Baltimore loses another game or Baltimore gets to the division title. That's my biggest threat, definitely. Indy, we need to beat them last week of the season. And also we need Miami to lose another game as well. And I think one of these 3 games Miami is going to lose without a doubt. Let's see. Steelers may have a harder schedule. I agree with that. Baltimore still has to go out to LA to play the Chargers. So they lost to Kansas City. They got to lose to the Chargers as well. So we'll definitely see about that and see if the Titans can go ahead and squeeze in. The Chargers have that first wild card spot pretty much locked up. I don't think the Chargers are going anywhere. So, you know, they have that first one. So it's either division or that second wild card spot. Absolutely. But looks like I'm out of questions right now. But if y'all got any more questions, ask me about the Giants as we get ready to preview the New York Giants, who come in riding a 2-game winning streak, and they're 5-8 coming in. So this Giants team is starting to roll a little bit. They are in the wild card conversation, and theoretically, they are also in the NFC East conversation. But I think if Dallas wins 1 more game, they'll wrap up the NFC East, no questions asked. But they still have a shot at it. So Joseph says the Colts-Titans game need to be on Sunday Night Football Week 17, not Cowboys-Giants. That sounds boring. NBC needs to put better Sunday Night Football games on there. NBC is not going to put the Titans on Sunday night because I guess according to them, the Titans are not exciting enough. They want they want the big money teams. They want the Packers. They want the Cowboys. They want the Patriots. They want the Bears. They want the Rams. You know, they want the Chiefs. They want those high time teams. They want them high market teams. You got to be either one of the most famous teams or you got to be like the best team in the league to get on Sunday Night Football. I don't think they're going to put the Titans on Sunday Night Football. You know, if perhaps if the Cowboys have wrapped up the division and maybe ours is a win and you're in, maybe they'll do it. But I don't see them flexing because NBC doesn't like the Titans. And, you know, the NFL barely wants to put us on primetime as it is. You know, somehow we got, we're about to have 5 primetime games. You know, London, the 2 Monday night games, the Thursday night game we just had, and, of course, we'll be primetime on NFL Network when we play the Redskins. So, you know, maybe, but I don't see that happening. The one and only says, who's going to be the X factor in the Giants game? That's a very, very good question on that. And I think I'm going to say the X factor is going to have to be Jarrell Casey and the front 7. And that's going to be stopping Saquon Barkley. That's going to be, and I'm going to be repeating this later, Saquon Barkley is my first, second, and third concern going into this game before OBJ even comes into the picture. OBJ may not even play in this game, but I would venture to bet he probably will play. So we better be ready for that. D09 said, you know that game ain't going to be on Sunday Night Football. Titan get no love. Unfortunately, that is true. That is true. Lil Keto say Cowboy not exciting. I mean, that's true, but they're the high-priced team. They're the team everybody wants to see on TV. So that's usually what happens. And put Titans on primetime, Derrick Henry goes off again. I do like that. Cooper been playing great for the Cowboys. I agree. I hate we didn't get a bigger shot at him. I wouldn't have gave up a first-round pick. Maybe I would have gave up a second-round pick for Cooper, but I don't think I would have gave up a first. But, man, I would have loved to have had Amari Cooper on this team. He would be great, definitely. But let's keep talking about the Giants. 5-8, won 2 in a row. They completely killed the Washington Redskins 40-16. Saquon Barkley had another monster game, over 140 yards rushing, and he had a touchdown run. I believe that was a 70-yard touchdown run that he had against the Redskins. And Eli Manning, believe he threw, I'm trying to think how many touchdown passes he had. I believe he had 2 TDs. He had 3 because he had one. I think he had one to Sterling Shepard. He had 3 touchdowns because he had one to Sterling Shepard and he had 2 to a couple of unknown guys I didn't even know. So this is a very dangerous game. T-Swag, you're right. This is a very dangerous game. And don't let these stats fool you. Offensively, the Giants are 18th in total yards gained per game, 13th in passing, 22nd in running the ball, and they're tied for 16th in points scored at just over 20, right at 24 points a game. Don't let those stats fool you at all, because you got Saquon Barkley, who's already over 1,000 yards rushing. He has 9 touchdowns on the year. He averages 5.4 yards a carry, and he has 4 straight 100-yard games. He has 4 straight 100-yard games, and he's rushed for 100 yards 6 times this season. So don't let that fool you. Also, he's the leading reception guy coming out of the backfield. He has 78 catches, one more than OBJ, who has 77. He has 78 catches, 650 yards, 4 TDs through the air. So Saquon is a do-it-all back. He can run the ball. He can catch out of the backfield. He is an extremely dangerous weapon. And don't let him get paired with a good quarterback coming out of the draft, because that's going to make the Giants even more dangerous. So Saquon Barkley, don't let those team stats fool you. Saquon Barkley is dangerous, ladies and gentlemen. He is definitely the focal point that we got to stop first. Let's see. Is the Giants defense actually good? Would like to see the Titans run it down their throats. Speaking of the defense, they're 21st in yards allowed, 19th against the pass, 22nd against the run, giving up over 122 yards a game, and they're 23rd in points allowed at over 26 points a game. So we can score on them. And even though they have Alec Ogletree, who leads the team with 5 interceptions and 86 tackles, their all-pro safety in Landon Collins is out, will not be playing in this game. Now, you do have a former Titan in Curtis Riley, who's carved out a nice season with the Giants, 62 tackles, 3 picks. He had a pick 6 against the Redskins. And, of course, the Marcus killer, Olivier Vernon, coming on. He's the guy that put Marcus out in his first year. So that's a guy I hope we key in on and just punch him in the mouth a few times, get him out of the game. So defensively, they may not look that good, but we cannot underestimate them. They have a very good secondary with Janoris Jenkins. And, of course, like you said, the aforementioned Curtis Riley. Michael Thomas is probably in for Landon Collins. And so we cannot sleep on this team at all. We go up there sleepwalking, we will get creamed in the Meadowlands. We cannot allow that to happen. So Giants defense on paper doesn't look very good, but they made Mark Sanchez look like an idiot, and we got to make Eli look like that, and we got to take care of business on that defense. Let's see. Giants going to come to play. I hope the Titans don't take no plays off. You can't. Can't afford taking any plays off. You can't afford taking any games off. The margin for error is 0, basically. Brown is going to be the X factor this week. Jayon Brown definitely can be an X factor, without a doubt. I think Jarrell Casey and Jayon Brown, that front seven, Rashaan Evans, that front seven has a big, tall order. They have got to shut Saquon Barkley down. Let's see. Don't let their defensive ranking fool you. They're going to be ready to play. Hope we don't force feed the run like we do all the time. Hey, if it's working, make them stop you. So that's going to be the key. We got to win first and second down and not force third and longs. So if we could do that, keep it third and manageable or third and short, we got a great chance to do some damage on this Giant defense. We beat the Colts in 2007 in Week 17 on Sunday Night Football for a playoff spot. We went 10-6 that year. I do remember that game, but the Colts were already in and had the division. So we had to win just to get in. So that game right there, I do remember that game. So we're definitely going to see it. Remember, one of the last times the Titans went up to the Meadowlands to play the Giants, Steve McNair had a heck of a game. So hopefully history does repeat itself, and we beat the Giants and then beat the Colts at the end of the year. So we're definitely going to see about that. And that leads me to the Blue Enforcer 4 ways to victory. And so, I have 2 on the offense and 2 on the defensive side. On offense, run the football. It's cold weather. It's probably going to be raining. So ball security is going to be extremely important. I would run the football with Derrick Henry, keep the momentum going. And I want to say it was Austin and Zach on A to Z Sports. To keep this momentum rolling, I want the ball first to begin the game. I want the ball first. Let's have a good drive, run the ball, and then we put them behind 7-0 before Eli Manning even gets on the field. So I say we run the ball, hit them early, keep the Giants offense off the field. So I think that's the best way to go as far as us as a team. We have got to take care of the ball and run the football. That is objective number 1. Number 2 is just be patient. And if it's going to rain out there in the Meadowlands, taking care of the ball is going to be vastly important. And that's not just Derrick Henry or Dion Lewis, but Marcus Mariota as well. Don't throw no unnecessary interceptions. Receivers, don't drop any unnecessary balls. So the Titans have got to be patient and let that defense break down, and then we can take control. So running the ball, be patient, no turnovers. That's going to be the key. And also, if you do have to throw the ball, get it to Corey Davis early and often. I think he can have a good day against his secondary unless the weather is driving us crazy. So, we've got to just play our game and be patient. Defensively, tackle, 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 tackle. You have got to tackle well. Wrap up on Saquon Barkley. Because if you just put that on tackle out there, Saquon Barkley's going to break that and keep running every single time. Fill the gaps. Do not give them a way out. And just wrap up. It is simple football 101. Wrap up with both hands and drive. And another thing that's going to need to happen is going to have to take more than just one person to stop Saquon Barkley when we tackle him. So gang tackle. We've got to gang tackle Saquon Barkley and get him down. Do not allow him to get to the second and third level, because if he gets to the second and third level, he's going to be extremely difficult to stop. And last but not least, get after Eli Manning. Get after him. sack, sack, sack. That offensive line is not very good, so get after Eli Manning and sack him a few times. That'll get him rattled, and get him rattled, he'll throw some picks. He'll be under pressure. He'll force some picks. So that's what you got to do with Eli. And also with OBJ, if he plays, be physical with him. Don't be afraid of OBJ. Be physical with him, stay with him, and frustrate him. You got to stay with him, and you got to frustrate him some. And that's what we need to do as far as taking care of OBJ. Don't be afraid of him. Now, yes, you need to be mindful of Sterling Shepard, of Evan Ingram, even maybe Corey Coleman, who's just joined the team. So you gotta be careful of all those guys. But mainly Barkley, Eli, and of course OBJ if he plays. That's your three-headed monster we have got to shut down. That is definitely what we need to do. Let me read some comments here. You ever think about making the show into an Apple podcast as well? Thought about it. I don't really have Apple. I mean, maybe I'll think about SoundCloud. Maybe that's something that I might do. That way it's recording, as far as people could just listen to it. So, I mean, that's something that I'm definitely could consider. That's definitely something I could think about. Classic Rod said, if nothing else, I don't want to see Luck get in. I agree with you on that one. I don't want to see Luck get in either. Not to mention the wind. Yeah, I agree. That's why running the football is going to be very important, because passing the ball may not come easy, and neither is kicking the ball. So we have got to be ready to go one way or another. I know we can't miss no tackles. So, yeah, you're absolutely right. No missed field goals. Absolutely right. Vince Young led to a victory in the Meadowlands. I forgot about that. So thank you for bringing that up, Josh. Score touchdown, not field goals. I agree with that. And so, you gotta take advantage of every opportunity that's there. Score touchdowns, not field goals. So that's what we definitely have to do. And in the end, I'm going to go ahead and put this prediction out. I think the Titans are going to win. They will win 23-13 and improve to 8-6 on the year. And I don't think Saquon Barkley hits 100. I think he tried to get close, and I think we wrap him up. He doesn't get 100 yards. And so that's just basically my prediction. That's what I think is going to have happen. We definitely got to establish the run and use that to our advantage. So that's something that we're going to definitely have to do. But that's my time, y'all. Of course, my blue bombshell. Definitely. Excuse me for that. Definitely is the salute to the cleats. I did like seeing a lot of guys wearing their different cleats, representing different organizations. Of course, Logan Ryan's an animal lover. He does that for his dogs. Of course, Adoree did pink for his mom for breast cancer. A lot of other guys did some great things with their cleats as well. And so, and I forgot my train of thought just now, but definitely good look out for the Titans as well. And there may be a big draft party coming up in April that I may be a part of. I'll give you details on that later. So definitely stay tuned to that. Again, make sure y'all share this out on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter. Twitter is TNT at TNT Blue Enforcer. Instagram is at Blue_Enforcer. That's EN number 4 CER 1914. And also the website as well. And so everybody, I think that's everything. Everything. And what's in the water bottle? What do you think? Water. You gotta have some water. But thank you, T-Swag. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Make sure y'all spread the show out. And let's go get this win over the G-men, and let's get to 8-6. I'll holler at y'all. Peace.